Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Harry Muppet, and we are going to be casting game number 3 of the semi-final for the HomeStory Cup number 7. Up the top right side of the map, it is going to be Hyun, and down the bottom left side of the map, it is going to be Snute. And these guys have played 2 games so far in this semi-final series, and Hyun has won both of them. He's been doing a very nice job with his roaches. Game number 1. It was Roach versus Roach, but Hyun pulling out a slightly better build order, doing some slightly better attacks, and winning out in the end with some slightly better economy. And game number 2, Snute tried to go for a very nice counter. He actually did it. He got the Mutalisks up to counter the Roaches, but Hyun just said, yeah, well, you know what, I'm going to get some Hydras to counter that. And Snute did not have an answer for Hydras because Mutas just die horribly to Hydralisks. And so yeah, Hyun won that game, so good for him. But we are going into game 3 now, and this is Snute's last chance to get back into this series, to not get kicked out 3-0, and we will see exactly what he plans to do. Now, neither player going for a very fast spawning pool. We saw a 10 pull last game from Hyun, I believe, to put out some fast lings. We're not seeing it this game. Snute is going for a pull before hatchery, so that's going to be pretty good. Hyun's going for a hatchery before pull. I think we saw him do this in game number 1, and yeah, it worked out pretty well then as well. So yes, Snute may be going for a bit earlier harassment, but I believe he's probably just going to go for a pull into hatchery. That's definitely a very viable tactic, and meanwhile Hyun going from hatchery into pull. So yeah, both guys going for a bit opposite, but it all comes out to the same in the end. And yes, very exciting so far. You guys are going to have to tell me what you think of the volume on my microphone, because I've turned it down to 70. Sometimes I think maybe it should be a little bit higher, but sometimes I'm happy with it, and I really haven't cast enough games at 70%. All I know is that 100% was way too loud. Yeah, I've watched my old videos and I'm just like, it's too much. So yes, down to 70, and yes, we will see exactly how it goes in the long term. Yeah, and maybe I'll tweak it a little bit, but we will see. And here we go, bunch of hatcheries coming up, bunch of drones and queens coming up, and a whole bunch of other good stuff coming up. And we're going to see exactly what sort of tech comes down for these guys. We do have an extractor coming down. This could be for Ling speed, or it could just be building up for Roach tech, or Banelings. I mean, we can never count out Banelings in ZVZ. They do some very nice early pressure. Yeah, I believe, what was it, game 1? Game 1, I think we saw Snute doing some Baneling pressure on Hyun very early in the game. I think it was game 1. Snute was doing some very early Baneling pressure, and he took down a lot of workers. Maybe it's game 2. I'm getting so confused. You've seen the game, so you know better than I would, or you. Yeah, well, I should know better than you, because I just cast the damn things like 5 minutes ago, whereas you've probably been waiting for like 12 hours for each game to upload, because that's how crappy my internet is. But yeah, they were awesome games, I'm sure they were. And going on now, we do have some pretty awesome stuff. Actually, Hyun's really pushing out the workers here. He's, well, it looks like Snute has been as well, because Hyun pushed out all those workers and he's still a little bit... There we go, 8 coming out though, so... Yeah, he's trying to get in the ahead fairly soon. We do not have a Roach Warren up for either player yet. We do have a Baneling Nest down for Hyun, so that's going to be pretty awesome. And we do have an Extractor coming down for Snute, so that's pretty awesome. And yes, Baneling Nest, so looks like Hyun is going to be back to his old tricks with a bunch of Lings and Banelings coming in. Actually, I can't remember who did this last time. I am so horrible at my job. But we do have a bunch of queens coming out. These guys are pretty exposed, but there's not going to be enough Lings coming out to really do any damage. And actually, they're going to force these Lings away. So, not lucky at all. They are going to attack, but they are not going to be able to do anything at all to these queens. Although, they're getting that queen down quite low. And the reinforcements might be able to wipe it out. Just. but I don't know if it's worth it to sacrifice that many lings for the queen, and a transfuse is going to decide it either way. They've got no chance. They are going to hit a couple of workers, get them to knock off the middle line, go up here. This is one queen, and they probably don't have much chance of attacking it either, because if the queen was in any danger of dying, he'd just pull workers off the line to attack the lings. And the lings trying to stay alive here to get a nice bit of scout on, and they get a bit of a scout on, and all four manage to survive, so that's pretty neat. And here we go, Snute going for the very early, well, no, it's not actually super early, 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes. That's it's about normal time by Zerg timing. But Hyun going for some very fast roaches, so yeah, Snute actually is still building roaches, man. He's still building a fairly large amount of roaches, so he's doing a really, really good job here. Hyun is building a lot of lings as well, a lot of lings and banelings, as well as the roaches, so that is what is going to be giving him the advantage, but he still does not have a third base down, although I think he's about to build one with that amount of minerals. And here we go, the roaches coming in along with the banelings. The banelings hoping to get through to the workers. None of them make it through with some very nice micro from Snute. But of course that nice micro meant that they were not attacking the roaches, which is just as good for Hyun. All of the defending roaches, I think most of them are going to get taken out. Meanwhile, the lings just running around attacking whatever the hell they can find. Snute probably will be able to hold this off, but I think he will lose a few workers in the process. Here we go, more roaches coming out. Doing a great job so far. The lings just providing a little pain in the ass. And it looks like Hyun is going to get beaten back here. But he did kill a couple of workers there, so good job for him. And now he definitely needs to start thinking about getting a third base, because he could go in for another attack, but I think Snute would not have that much trouble pushing it away, and meanwhile his third base is already down. Yeah, so if Snute goes in and doesn't attack right now and does not expand, then I am going to predict that he will lose this entire game. But I don't think he's going to not expand, because yeah, he really needs to. He really needs to expand. He's sending in a couple of lings around the backside, but they're going to get chased away by the queen. Killing a couple of workers, but man, Snute has been going absolutely nuts, man, with this third base. Getting out a massive amount of workers, and yeah, getting out all of these roaches as well. It was a bit to and fro there, but right now with the third base out, he is really doing a completely awesome job. And every second that Hyun does not build an expansion is another second bringing him closer to his defeat. And here he goes, he's building his third base up. Better late than never, I can say, but it is going to go up, and he's going to get a couple of spine crawlers out to help him defend. Now he's 19 versus 17, so he should be able to hold off this attack. If we have a look at the upgrades, he's actually got the no, that's Snute. Snute's got the upgrade advantage. So Snute doing some very, very awesome stuff here. And yeah, Hyun, man, is just, he's not really in the driver's seat in this game. He's doing some stuff, but Snute just doing all the right things in this game, getting everything going his way. He's got the third base out faster. He managed to get a lot more workers than Hyun. And now that he's got all the workers, he's getting a much larger roach army. You can see he's up to 26 over 19 and 57 over 40, man. So Snute is he's doing a very good job, and Hyun is just not pushing it as hard as he could be. He's really falling behind in pretty much every single way. Yeah, so I do not see very good things going to be happening for him in this game. I expect Snute to just run in and just completely overwhelm him in the next minute or so. Probably after level 2 weapons are down, would be a good time for him to attack. The base only just finished, and yeah, we're looking at the upgrades. The Hyun has definitely started catching up on workers though. He's definitely getting his upgrades together. He's definitely getting a lot of roaches out, but he is behind. He is 30 roaches behind, and yeah, he's getting his shit together, but I think it's just going to be too late. Snute has had his shit together for the past 5 minutes or so, really doing good stuff, and I think that Hyun is going to lose this game quite spectacularly. And here we go, going in. These roaches do have the upgrade advantage, sort of. They got 2 weapons versus 1-1, but the numbers are just going to completely overwhelm Hyun. I don't know if he's expecting this many roaches, but he is facing this many roaches, and they're going to wipe him all out. And there comes the GG. And yes, Snute doing a very, very good job there. Really, really had his shit together in that game. Really did everything right. And I mean, Hyun did try and do some attacks, but I don't think he really had. He wasn't going 110% in this game. He was going 100%, maybe a little bit less than 100%, but he wasn't going 110%. He wasn't going absolutely nuts like he did in the first two games. And Snute really, really was going 110%, and he pulled that game out. So congratulations to Snute for just coming back and saying, yep, I know how to do the wretch thing too. And we are going to move on to game number 4. And if Snute can continue to put the pressure on to do all the right things, we may even be going for an ace match. Hyun only needs one more game to win, but that is a game that he did not win today. And we will have to see if he wins game 4 or whether Snute can take it to an ace match. We know that Snute can take it there. We saw how good he is ZVZ against Stefano, and can he do the same versus Hyun? We're going to find out in game number 4. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Hairy Muppet.